Headline news most affecting Chilliwack this week. Stage 2 of the COVID restart program allows for bigger gatherings, but local professional theater may not benefit just yet. The Rowat Avenue homeless shelter is a go, although pushback was evident at council. And the Chilliwack Fair will be back this year. Also, a preview of live theater coming to chillTV, and our special guests this week, Astrid, Beugeling, and Ed Stone of the Chilliwack Players Guild. All right, Chilliwack, let's get started. And our top story brought to you by Hofstede's Country Barn. Stage 2 of the COVID restart plan began on Tuesday. Interprovincial travel is back. Outdoor gatherings, including backyard barbecues, up to 50 people, are allowed. Indoor sports, but there's no spectators at this time. And those are among some of the relaxed rules. Now, movie and live theater is back with no more than 50 people in the seats. Michael Cade with the Chilliwack Cultural Center says, that still does not allow any shows in that building to make a profit, although he is hopeful for further relaxation of the rules that will come, we hope, by September. Temporary patios set up for recent rules can now apply for permanent status, and that would mean extending liquor licenses. And July 1st could see more restraints fully removed. Press Road will be fully closed between Prairie Central and Maguire Road starting June 21st and then rolling through until September the 3rd. This closure allows crews to replace the bridge at Semiel Creek. Local traffic only will be permitted to residential homes and farms. This also allows for road widening and paving, and the details can be found on the City of Chilliwack website.
Our philosophy here at Hofstede's Country Barn is something we take a lot of pride in, and something we believe makes us very different and unique from anybody else around town here. Buying local from the farmers here around the valley, and of course the Okanagan as well. And possibly even mushrooms from Vancouver forage on the island. So buying philosophy is something that we take very seriously on a day-to-day basis here at Hofstede's Country Barn.
Local is better.
A new poll from Research Co. has found that the public do support a reduction on speed limits on residential streets. This remains high across British Columbia since the last survey that was done in April. In this online survey of a provincial sample, 61% of British Columbians say they would definitely or probably like to see the speed limit reduced to 30K from 50K on residential streets in their municipality, and then keeping the speed limit on arterial and collector roads at 50K. Under 2 in 5 British Columbians admit to witnessing a car that, quote, they perceive as circulating above the current speed limit on the street where they live at least once a day, or speeding, where they live. About 16% claim this never happens. Residents of the Fraser Valley are more likely than anyone else in British Columbia to say cars are speeding down their street. That's more than those living in Vancouver Island, Northern BC, Metro Vancouver, and southeastern British Columbia. Cultus Lake Park, on behalf of the Village Center Planning and Development Committee, want your opinion on the potential redevelopment of the Village Center, and more specifically, the growth and development theme focused on the prime development of the park in relation to the introduction of diverse housing options and the redevelopment of the Village Center. That would include affordable housing. Now, the redevelopment of the Village Center could see local community uses and community space at ground level with multi-family residential use above. So if you want more information and getting involved on this survey, go to Cultus Lake Park and any of their social media sites for the link. Teresa Fazio is a Chilliwack businesswoman, a fitness trainer. She owns Fazio Fitness. And right now, to pay the bills during the pandemic, she's a highway flagger. She had to close down her Mill Street juice bar back in 2019, but that's not going to stop this dynamo. She is currently in the running to grace the cover of the Ms. Health and Fitness magazine. She wants you to support her to get to the cover and win a cash prize that goes with it. It's billed as the world's largest online fitness competition for a magazine cover. The winner will then hold the title of Ms. Health and Fitness 2021 and take home $20K cash and, of course, be on the cover. Oh, that's $20K American, by the way. The Chilliwack Fair will be a live event in their social media posting this week. The fair has said to monitor upcoming posts, and the fair, in a socially distant fashion, will open the gates at Heritage Park for August the 6th, 7th, and 8th. It's the 149th anniversary of the fair. Now, don't expect a midway, but you will have the pigs and the cows and hopefully the mini donuts. Chilliwack Players Guild has long been an institution for theater productions in Chilliwack. The long pandemic has been rather painful for this group of thespians who live to perform. Well, we have some good news for fans of the Guild, and that's a newly formed partnership with us at chillTV, and that's led to a new program set to premiere tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. It'll be season 1 of Friday Night Vetter Mysteries. It's an 8-episode season that should entertain you on the long summer nights, featuring radio plays performed by Guild members. We spoke with Astrid, Beugeling, and Ed Stone of the Chilliwack Players Guild about this new series. Here's that interview. chillTV's News of the Week, and we're going to have a little bit of fun here as chillTV is going to have something very new and exciting coming up, courtesy of the Chilliwack Players Guild. It's called Friday Night Vetter Mysteries, and Astrid, Beugeling, and Ed Stoner have joined us. So we have 2 current theater people, 1 former theater washout now in broadcasting. We have no idea where this interview is going to go. Guys, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah. How did this come about? Who got a hold of who first? And who came up with this brilliant idea to put theater on chillTV?
Well, I'll start.
Okay.
After I retired, one of the things I wanted to do was genealogy. And I'd heard about a genealogy class being offered at the local Sardis Library. So I went, and Ed was also there. A few years went by, and Ed was speaking at one point about his own family history. It turns out that Ed was born and raised in England, and at the age of 12, his mother passed away. He knew his father wrote, because he can remember hearing the typewriter, but his father had to get another career and job. Life went on. Ed was a teenager, got married, had kids, lived in England for a time, and then eventually moved to Canada. Many years later, his father passed away, and all of his father's things went to his older brother, and sat with his older brother for 10 or 12 years. And then at some point, he died, and then all of the things came to Ed. And Ed was busy raising children and working and put this all away in a storage room. And then eventually he retired, and he thought, I'd like to do genealogy too and find out about my family history, because he didn't know a lot. He thought at one point, I should probably go through that book of my dad's, or the box, because I might find birth certificate or a death certificate or some information. As he's going through it, he discovers that his dad had written a bunch of true crime novels, and he found some manuscripts that had never actually been published. So he's like, wow, this is amazing. So he decided to take it upon himself and publish those 3 stories. But the other thing that he found in the box were radio plays. So as soon as I heard radio plays, I was like, whoa, radio plays? Because I had been thinking in the back of my head that, we do, with the Chilliwack Players Guild, we do the big stage shows on the big theater. But I had always thought in the back of my mind, it would be really fun to do like a radio play in the Rotary Hall, the smaller space. So when Ed said radio play, I had to go talk to him afterwards. So I did. I went up to him and told him who I was and that I'd be really interested in reading one of those plays. And he said, oh, sure, that'd be great. I said, and would you be okay if I, got a bunch of actors together and we did like a radio play just to see what it sounds like and whether it's something we might want to stage. I explained to him that I had thought, it'd be really fun to use the Rotary Hall and actually do a radio play. So he was all excited about that. So he gave me a copy. And I had to transcribe it because it was all done in the old, the old typewriter on the old foolscap. It was really hard to read. So I was like, okay. So I transcribed it, and then, I worked a lot with Ed, and we ended up getting a cast of people together and sat one night and read it, and everybody was pretty excited. So I thought, okay, I want to do this. I don't want to charge a lot of money. Well, because we have to rent the space. So that's, you're talking a good chunk of money. But I didn't want to advertise it too much, just within the guild membership, and keep it really low key. Anyway, to make a long story short, we did it and it sold out. we were all like super shocked. It was like, oh my gosh, people really want to come and hear this. It was really kind of nice because it's in the Rotary Hall and there's these, tables and chairs and people could have coffee and tea and sit and listen. So that was the journey and that started us off. So we knew that was successful. So we decided we would do a second one. And we were just about to do the third one when COVID hit. And then I got contacted by Barris to possibly do this mystery series, and we were all excited about that. I still hadn't done the fourth play yet, so I madly worked on that, and so that's how this all came about.
And we're going to stop right there because we mentioned Barris, our executive producer at chillTV. We have a clip that he put together. This is what it's going to look like with the Friday night Vetter Mysteries on chillTV.
Awesome.
Hello, and welcome to Friday Night Vetter Mysteries. I'm your host and mystery guide, Wolf Luger.
I think you know why we are here, Monsieur Josiah.
You are worried about something, Charles. It must be the very first time I've seen a shadow across your face.
Josiah is fired! At random, all but into the blue. Nom de Dieu, the idiot, the fool! I told him! What is the Beugeling fire?
Intriguing, yes? Some trickery, yes?
That's a clip of some of the things you're going to see with Friday Night Vetter Mysteries. Astrid, I guess we should explain a little bit of how it's going to look, what it looks like, what we just saw.
Yes, it was fun for us because going from a staged version of it where we have all 20 actors on stage all at the same time and we just run through the whole play. When we came to the filming, I had to break it up into 2 different acts, which are now calling them episodes, and then into all the different scenes to make it smaller. Because, of course, we were in the middle of COVID. So you'll see that a lot of the actors have masks. If they're on their own and on a camera by themselves, they were allowed to take their mask off. That's why sometimes you'll see an actor without a mask. Or they're in the same bubble. We have like a father and son. We have a husband and wife together. So sometimes we let them do that. But it's also, you'll see the actors with the scripts because it's a staged, we still wanted to keep it like a staged reading. It's a play reading. So just wanted to explain that.
And Ed, we've let Astrid talk enough.
I can't compete with that, I must admit.
But you guys have really, it's a discovery, it's an uncovery, and then a whole lot of fun.
I know.
Absolutely.
I love the story. I love how Ed discovered his father's box of things.
Tell me more.
Well, it's amazing, really, because my father, as Astrid pointed out, he was an author. He'd written 7 novels, and a couple before the Second World War, and then the rest just after the war. And in the very early 1950s, he decided he was going to write radio plays. So this was very interesting because he approached BBC and they put on what they called the Thursday night play. And he wrote 9 plays for BBC. And what Astrid would mention, the transcripts that we looked at, or the manuscripts, they were actually the original broadcast, BBC broadcast
very cool.
copies. So that's what Astrid was working with on the whole process. But I think, probably more than anything, what was amazing was that those early radio plays, they had a number of different people come in and do the acting, very much like CPG has been doing with the reruns. But some of the people that took part in those early radio plays went on to become very, very famous English actors. Billy Whitelaw, who was an OBE, and Donald Pleasance, a lot of people would remember him as a very famous actor.
A lot of people remember Donald Pleasance from Halloween, but we digress.
Yeah, no, that's it. The guy, I mean, these people, they started their career on radio. This was before television, right? So we have to realize that we're talking 70 years ago almost, like 65 to 75 years ago. And one of the 4 plays that we've been doing with chillTV, the very interesting thing that I think about it is that the last one, The Hangman Does Well, was never actually accepted by the BBC for broadcast. My dad was quite upset about that, obviously, having spent so much time.
The Gallows Does Well.
Oh, the Gallows, sorry.
Does Well.
Yeah,
he even got it wrong.
I got it wrong. There you go. So, yeah, interesting that, so this will be the premiere of that particular version of the 4 plays that chillTV are doing.
A number of years ago, there was ironically, a rock station in Vancouver, FM station that was running Sunday night radio plays from the old days, from CKNW and such, and then they stopped for whatever reason. This is a renaissance, and Astrid, Ed, a big thank you, and the entire crew at the Players Guild for bringing this back, for resurrecting this.
Oh, you're welcome. We're so excited. We're very excited.
We are, and I think just to very quickly mention what got me involved in it initially was the fact that my dad, I'd found this manuscript that he'd never had published, his book, and I decided I would get that published in memory of him. So in 2017, I got it, I edited it and self-published it. And the interesting thing I found out as I was going through a third story in that book was that he must have written it just 2 or 3 years before he passed away in 1979. So it was even more important that we got that book published, Missing, Murder Suspected. And for anybody that's interested, any of the viewers, chillTV viewers, the website, which has a lot more information about the plays and the books, can be seen on AustinStoneTrueCrime.com.
AustinStoneTrueCrime.com. Okay.
Don, don't you love that name? Austin
I love it.
Stone?
I love it.
It was perfect. You couldn't make that up.
Friday night, Vetter Mysteries, Astrid, Beugeling, Ed Stone, thank you so much for coming in. And this will debut, by the way, on chillTV Friday night on June the 18th. And hopefully we stick around for quite some time. Thank you again, you two, and you're watching chillTV's News of the Week. chillTV Sports, the BC Hockey League has announced details for the 2021 Showcase event, including the dates, the schedule, the location, and the format. This year's BCHL Showcase will take place over 5 days from Wednesday, October the 20th to Sunday the 24th. It'll all be at the Chilliwack Coliseum. Fans will have the opportunity to attend games under whatever guidelines are in place at that time from the Provincial Health Office. Ticketing information will be provided at a later date. The league is expected to return to the Showcase Festival format for the 22-23 season. That will involve community events and fan activities at a number of different communities right across British Columbia. The Canadian Football League comeback season is a go. This past Monday, the league's Board of Governors voted unanimously for a 14-game regular season schedule. Normally it's 18. The teams will then kick off August the 5th. That leads up to the 108th Grey Cup in Hamilton, December the 12th. Now, the Lions will be holding training camp in Kamloops in July. The club's 67th regular season will start with a couple of West Division games on the road. Friday, August the 6th, against Saskatchewan, and then following up on August the 12th in Calgary. The squad then makes the highly anticipated return to BC Place Stadium Thursday, August the 19th for a showdown against the newly renamed Edmonton Elks. chillTV weather. Father's Day weekend will be sunny, hot, temperatures flirting with 30, which means fill up the propane tank for Dad's barbecue. Hint, hint. If you'd like to participate in reporting news and you have a story you think we should know about, send us a note to news@chilltv.ca. We'd love to hear from you. That's the news this week. Happy Father's Day. I'm Don Lehn.